We always try to bring you topical topics here on the program, things that are straight out of the headlines. We've brought one for you right now. Kurt Franke joins us with kind of a serious look at the legal side of real estate, in all honesty. And this is self-defense. When somebody has entered your home or entered a dwelling which you own, you have a right to defend yourself. And we've seen this in the headlines. It just came out as a not guilty verdict. Tell us how the statute played out.
Well, the statute in that case played out in a couple ways. First of all, you always have a right to self-defense in the event somebody is trying to cause you great bodily harm or your property, and it's quite obvious that they are. You don't have a duty to even retreat in Nevada. You have a stand your ground, and it's been in the statutes for years. If you're there legally, and that person, and you have reason to believe that that person's committing a felony and that you're not committing a crime while you're in your residence.
Okay. Now, you just said something interesting right in the middle of that. You're there legally. Now, this may pertain to, say, a rental property that you are not given the right to enter immediately, correct?
Well, that could be, but in truth, now that there's an additional statute that says if you're in a habitation, your residence, or even if it's a transient residence, a hotel room or something like that, and somebody comes in to burglarize it or to cause a home invasion, there's now a presumption that you were in fear of your life, and so that protects you even further if you were to act with deadly force upon that person that came in.
Ooh, okay. So that burden actually gets a lot lighter, be a little bit more dangerous, but that burden does get lighter, doesn't it?
Yes, so when you think about the case that recently happened, the prosecution, now, before you would have had to prove the elements of the other person and your fear.
Right.
Now the prosecution has to show essentially that you weren't in fear, so not testifying in something like that, because the presumption is you were in fear. So not testifying in a case like that, which is your constitutional right, is a great way to go because they've got nobody to talk to about that.
Gotcha. All right. Wow, that's heavy stuff.
I thought I'd lighten the load.
Yeah, you sure did. All right. If you're not sure any case like this and you've been put into a situation that you think could be a defense. Now, Kurt has spent many times in the courtroom in front of juries. This is one of those instances where a jury will come into play, won't it?
Absolutely. In this case, the jury really did come into play, and I think they looked at the evidence very well, and they were presented with a lot of evidence, and they came to a sound. That's what our jury system's about.
Very good. All right, you can sit down with Kurt. Real easy to get an appointment with. Kurt, how'd they get a hold of you? Come this way. New camera. I know.
You can call me at 827-6100. Go to my website. That's LOKAF, LOKAF.com. When you call me, talk with Linda or Joe or Natalie, and they'd be happy to set up an appointment.
It's Law Offices of Kurt A. Franke, and Kurt brings us a light topic about self-defense in your home, but it's serious stuff. People should know exactly where they stand in the whole thing.
Yeah, and I think it's important. It's part of the home ownership, and it's something you should know.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks, Kurt.
Absolutely.